our closest neighbours are quite elderly, and they're kind of on their own. So the kid will buy presents, and the kids will go and knock on the door and give them the presents, and we'll watch, and just see the smiles on their faces, and to them to understand that it's not just about giving presents to them, it's about giving to others as well, and the joy you can bring. Like, I know our elderly, they're always like, oh, we haven't got you anything. I'm not giving. That's another thing we love to teach the kids. It's not give to receive. Do you know what I mean? That what we receive is the joy, the smile that we put on their face, the joy in helping somebody else. This is what Christmas for me is about, and I feel like it's lost in the consumerism. So, hey everyone, welcome back to the Eman and Mimi podcast with myself, Emmanuel Suko, and
Mary Masuko.
How are you? You okay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're looking a bit tense. I don't know.
How am I tense? I'm just sitting down.
You're looking a bit. I don't know. You're not seeming very free today. I don't know what's happening.
Whatever.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, it's Christmas. We're meant to be happy.
Am I unhappy?
No, you don't look happy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand.
Is it because I read you wear a Christmas jumper? Is that are you vexed because you wear a Christmas jumper?
I'm not serious.
Listen, it's Christmas. You wear a Christmas jumper. That's the only time. That's why it's called a Christmas jumper. I don't understand. I'm just using common sense.
Okay, Sam.
Doesn't she look nice in a jumper? Please put in the comments. Give her some encouragement. Maybe she's feeling a bit
don't mind
insecure.
Him. Please don't mind him.
Tell her that she looks nice in the jumper, people. Please.
Don't mind him.
Let her know that she's looking well. It's Christmas time. We're enjoying Christmas. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Why are you saying it like that though?
Oh, I don't know, Zan.
What do you mean?
That's my culture. That's how my parents used to say it.
Oh my gosh. That's not your culture though.
My parents said that's Merry Christmas. That's how they said. That's how they said.
You're not a serious person.
Are we not married? Is it not Christmas? We wish you a
Can
merry...
you stop?
Listen, okay, sorry. Anyway, Merry Christmas everybody. Christmas is on the way. This is our last episode before Christmas. And we just want to come on and say, woo! Enjoyment. We hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're going to have a nice Christmas. But, we wanted to kind of talk about Christmas, because Christmas can be a time, especially this year, where it's going to be quite hard for a lot of people. Christmas is maybe not going to be like it's been. We had the lockdown Christmas, so we couldn't see family.
Yeah.
Last year's Christmas was hard. This year's Christmas is looking like it's going to be hard as well. So it's like, actually, we're trying to remember the last time we had a good Christmas. It was like 2019. It was like a different world. Can you remember 2019?
Kind of.
2019 was a different generation. I feel like, like how we have before Christ and after Christ. We now have before pandemic, after. Do you know what I mean? So 2019 was the last proper year. We went outside, we got on trains, we worked in an office, if somebody coughed, you just didn't think about it. Now, this world, do you know what I mean? It's a different world. So it just got thing after thing. So we want to talk about Christmas. Mimi, when I say Christmas to you, what does it bring? What memories? What do you think about when you think about Christmas?
Oh, that's a two-part question. I don't tend to think of... Christmas for me has just been my kids. That's what Christmas evokes for me now, because it's all about them.
Mimi, that's too... Your oldest child is 10.
Yeah.
Have you only been having Christmas for 10 years?
No.
So tell the people, before your children...
Christmas wasn't fun.
Oh, come on now.
It wasn't. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I should go into too much depth. Like, Christmas it was a time we went, my mum said, put on your Sunday best, we're going to church. We went to church. It was a time when we just literally used to be at home. We used to eat, sleep, and that would be that. Christmas wasn't, we never really did presents. I think as we got older as kids, between me and my siblings, we did Secret Santa, and then one of us would buy each other a gift type thing. But Christmas wasn't really Christmassy compared to now that I have children. What I do at home for Christmas, I think I do it for my kids, with the tree, the presents, the garlands, the wreaths, the decorations, the playing Christmas songs, and I play Motown Christmas albums, by the way, not the hymn thing there. And my kids are proper singing, and I think one of their famous ones is like Drummer Boy, so they love that song, especially when I play it during Christmas, and I feel the joy from them, and it comes on to me for Christmas. So that's what Christmas means to me now, so as opposed to when I was a child growing up.
Okay, wow. So So now, okay, so now that's a good point. So Christmas wasn't great for you growing up. Now you have kids. Do you? Because a lot of people out there will feel the pressure to, you know, buy stuff or do stuff that maybe they didn't have or they wish they had when they was a child for their children. How do you avoid spoiling your kids or overbuying them stuff or trying to use the money, like trying to basically buy stuff for your inner child? But you're saying this for the kids, you know, maybe buy dolls that you couldn't have when you were younger, now you're buying it for your daughter, but actually she wants to play with Lego. Do you know what I mean? This is the real things that people happen. I see people doing piano lessons and then I speak to young people that grew up doing piano lessons and they're like, you know what, I never wanted to do it. But then when you speak to their parents, you find out, you know, their parents always wanted to play the piano, but you know, their parents couldn't afford it, so they missed out. So they think they're giving them their piano lessons, horse riding, all of these different things that they're, you know what I mean? And a lot of these things are just basically you're satisfying your inner child. You know, even when we see it with football, you know, just forcing your child down the football route because, you know, it's something that you couldn't do or so forth. So I feel like it's really important. How do people find the balance, like when it comes to Christmas, to really hone in on the core values as opposed to just trying to buy things that they didn't get when they were children?
Okay, there's a two-part answer to that question, because I will be the first person to put my hand up and say I sometimes go overboard for the kids for Christmas. I don't go overboard like the mum that has like 500 gifts waiting for her gift, but if the kids ask for stuff specifically, I will try my best, save money, not credit, on credit card, save money to buy it for them. As they've gotten older and I've realised that it's not necessarily about buying gifts, it's more about spending time with them.
Was that your wonderful husband that helped you realise that, or was that just by yourself that you just had an epiphany?
Why do I always have to give you credit for everything? Because sometimes you be taking credit for stuff, but you know that it was me like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let's not know what we're talking about.
In regards to you finding this out, that you know you didn't need to buy them loads of things.
No, but you came from more of a monetary aspect. You didn't come from like a therapy aspect.
I don't know about no therapy.
So Emmanuel and I had conversations, about how sometimes I overindulge. I don't know if overindulge, but at the end of it, it's within reason.
Mimi, there was one Christmas.
Which Christmas?
There was a Christmas where there was so much presents we couldn't even get to the tree. Like,
no, but here's the thing: we have 4 kids, right? Listen. When you have 4 kids, right, you're buying presents times 4. It's not presents 4. It's present times 4.
You spent half the day wrapping presents. Wrapping.
Look, they loved it.
And you wait till they go to bed. So we're just in the night wrapping presents, filling stockings.
Okay, who doesn't do that? Who doesn't do that though? Anyway, we've learned, or I've learned, I should say, I've learned,
Amen,
as I've gotten older and my kids have gotten older, to really listen to what they tell me throughout the year and try and hone in exactly what I know that they will appreciate and I'm not going to spend my money on. Yes, I'm not going to lie, there are times no, actually, I'm not a kid anymore. I don't really want to play with Barbies and all of that stuff anymore. I don't. Yeah.
What do you mean you're not a kid anymore? What's it got to do with you?
No, because you said that, do I buy stuff for my inner child?
Okay.
So my inner child wanted Barbies and all of that stuff.
Yeah, you got to be clear. No one knows what you're talking about. You just started talking about, I don't want those anymore. It was weird.
Okay, sorry, I'll clarify. So because I'm older now, I feel like my inner child doesn't really want that stuff anymore. But at the same time, if my child wants something specific and it's within my power to give it to them with regards to toys of that nature, then I will buy it for them, but within reason. Okay,
cool. I think for me, you know, Christmas is a time, it's always been about family. You know, like you, we didn't grow up with much. We did do presents in my house, you know. My parents always tried to make sure there was something there. A lot of the time it was pantan socks. Hi! But big up everyone who knows about pantan and socks and your parents really feeling like they've done a great job by buying you pantan socks at Christmas. And then, you know, there was, you know, and there'll be a present and so forth. And my parents really tried. They tried their best. Like, you know, they tried. They didn't have, like, they didn't have, and they didn't know about debt as much. Do you know what I mean? So they weren't comfortable being in debt, which is good. I'm glad that they didn't get themselves into huge amounts of debt, you know, for presents for Christmas and so forth. So we just got what they could afford, what they could buy with their own money. So yeah, I think Christmas has always been about, for me, it's always been about family. It's been about, you know, you wake up, you go to church. I know a lot of people woke up, they got to open their presents. Unfortunately, you know, you can't open your presents till you've gone to church. So you wake up. Give thanks
to the Lord Jesus.
Give thanks to God for the glory of Christmas. I've seen another year of Christmas. It's the Lord's birthday. How can you open presents before you say thank you to Jesus? Like, all of that, you know? So we have to go to church. And church is a 1 hour service, you know, but depends on which pastor. I'm not going to name the pastor, but if a certain pastor is there, he'll be getting excited. 1 hour turns to an hour and a half. And then, you know, we go to church. Now, I live in East London. The church is in South East London. So by the time you get to church and finish church and say Merry Christmas to everybody that's there, then come back home. My goodness. Like, now you want to bust these presents. Your mum has got you in your best clothes that you wore to church. Now you have to take pictures, opening your presents, and then you open it and it's pant and sock, and you have to smile like it's a Game Boy or Nintendo or some PlayStation or something special. And then it was about get change. You get change, then we come and eat, and I love that. You know, we eat, and then when we finish eating, we eat again, and then we finish doing that, we sleep. And then when we finish sleeping, we eat again, and we just all together. We're watching Christmas movies. We're talking. It's just a family time. Like, remember them times? There's not really phones. You know what I mean? We didn't really have phones. Like, you had house phone, not really like mobiles. So a lot of the time, Christmas is that inner, and that's one of the things I love about Christmas now, is that we have, you know, we grew up calling everybody cousin. Do you know what I mean? But now, like, our kids have like actual blood cousins, like, do you know what I mean, that they can go and spend time with, and we have other family, and, you know, we go to my parents, go to your parents. It's like they have an experience when it comes to Christmas, and the family's just getting bigger and bigger, and, you know, they're getting older and understanding it and so forth. And I think, you know, Ray's a good point. I feel like we can't spoil them too much. It's like, they need to understand life is like, this thing is real. This thing in life is real. Like, yes, mummy and daddy are here working hard, and we want to give you stuff. And yes, it's Christmas. Let's enjoy. Let's get a present and so forth. And like you said, if they give us a list of what they want, we can pick from that what we want to get for them. But I think what's really important is that they understand. No, number one, like, this is not unlimited. Number one. Number two, like, you can go out. Like, there is more to this than just presents. Like, actually, we get to spend time together. Actually, we get to have fun. We get to play board games and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's an time for us to enjoy and have that instant. Like, we spend so much time external. So much time at work, so much time, you know, on public transport. Do you ever feel like some of the people that you see the same people on the same train, the same bus all the time? It's almost like you know them. Do you know what I mean? Just because you live in the same area and you see them, you get the same bus, the same train, you go to the same work, you go to church, all these places. But I feel like Christmas is like one of those few times where I just get to spend just us. It's just our time. You know, we've got the neighbours, we'll drop off little presents. Even that, I love that. You know, we've got a lot of our closest neighbours are quite elderly, and they're kind of on their own. So, you know, the kid will buy presents, and the kids will go and knock on the door and give them the presents, and we'll watch, and, you know, just see the smiles on their faces, and, you know, to them to understand that it's not just about giving presents to them, it's about giving to others as well, and the joy you can bring. Like, I know our elderly, they're always like, oh, we haven't got you anything. Well, I'm not giving. That's another thing we love to teach the kids. It's not give to receive. Do you know what I mean? That what we receive is the joy, the smile that we put on their face, the joy in helping somebody else. This is what Christmas for me is about, and I feel like it's lost in the consumerism. So it's good to create these principles that they can carry on, and it's going to be mad when they have kids and we're seeing them with their kids, and they're carrying on these traditions and so forth, and, you know, being nice to neighbours and buying neighbours presents, and, you know, going round to grandma and granddads and do you know what I mean? It's going to be beautiful, because we're going to be grandma and granddad. Oh Lord.
Why did you have to put black frown?
I'm just saying, that's life. So yeah, that's Christmas, man. That's what Christmas means to me, and, you know, it's really important. So what's your kind of Christmas tips for people? Like, obviously, this is a few days before Christmas. So if people are rushing out last minute, they're thinking about shopping, like where should they be looking for shopping? If they're thinking about last minute gifts, what would you say they can do? If they're thinking about on the day, like, okay, we finished eating, are there games that you'd recommend people try and play, or things that people can do? Are there things people can create? You're a baker. Are there easy things like people recipes for Christmas?
Obviously this is a couple of days before Christmas, so I'm sure you've got all your presents and stuff, but one thing I do recommend is look for Boxing Day sales, especially for clothes. Like, my kids know that there's certain things they will get after Boxing Day because it's just cheaper and we can save money. If there's something you know might sell out quickly and you're worried that you might not get it in Boxing Day, then by all means go ahead, but obviously budget for it. So that's another thing I think of. Like, you can get stuff and keep it. I know people who shop for after Boxing Day and keep it underneath the bed for presents for the following year because it's cheaper for them to do that. Like wrapping paper, Christmas decoration, things like that you can buy afterwards, save it and keep it for the next year. With regards to things you can do with your kids, simple cookies. There's so many simple cookie recipes that you can do, and just make a little royal icing decoration, a bit of sprinkles from Sainsbury's, and your kids will love it. That's an activity that we do for the kids. You can get cheap canvases from thing I get them to paint a picture, or stuff like that. That's stuff that you can do with your kids. With regards to board games, we like 5 Second Rule. You can get the kids version and the adult version. That is such a hilarious game. We play that with our kids as well, and it gives them knowledge as well. I know it's kind of twofold because you're teaching them things at the same time. This year I think one of the things that we're really doing, which you might not necessarily, I'm cutting down our Christmas menu because we don't need to have everything cooked. Normally I go all out for Christmas, I'll cook like 10 different things, but this time I think I'm gonna minimize it to about 4 or 5 just to try and save some money and save wastage as well, because after a while you kind of get tired of eating leftovers. So I think those are my tips. What about you?
Yeah, I think for me it's just create memories, so that, you know, we'll take the kids out to the park. You know, sometimes you can do little scavenger hunts in the garden, like plant stuff around, you know what I mean, and stuff like that for them to go and find. Yeah, I think also just think about, like you said, food. Maybe look at, don't just be loyal and say I always get my turkey from, or I always get, like, listen, you can go online and do comparison websites and see the best price, you know what I mean, and just work out, like, you know, sometimes say, I don't want the hassle of cooking a whole turkey, so you'll just get the crown, but then it's mad expensive. Like, when you think about it, it's a lot. You're paying for just this part, and the price difference is not really making sense. So look at other ways. Also, you don't have to go turkey. If you prefer chicken, you can get chicken, and stuff like that. And think about creating stuff that you can eat, you know, for a few days, so it doesn't get wasted and so forth. And think about that. Then, like you said, gifts. I definitely not only Boxing Day. I like to even wait till January, because some of the stuff that doesn't get sold in Boxing Day goes further down. Sometimes, don't wait for me. I might even wait till the end of January. I'm in Feb talking about what's left in the sale. I want what everybody doesn't want. That's what I want to buy. Do you know what I mean? But I'm more do that for myself. But for other people, you know what I mean? I think for your kids, you know, I think Boxing Day, January, look at stuff that you can get. Do you know what I mean? And see what you can do. But yeah, I just think for me, you know, like, it's Christmas, and luckily for me, you know, my Christmas present is absolutely wonderful, and, you know, always looks great. So I'm lucky. I'm very blessed to have such a beautiful wife and a wonderful partner, and, you know, she's my present all year round. So, you know, for me it's Christmas every day. Man, them, you can keep that. You can keep that. Tell your missus that, you know, trust me, thank me later. You know what I mean? Gems all day long.
100%. If missus will still be turning around about, what you buy me, though?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see yeah, obviously you can buy, but, you know, present all year round. You know, she just make her feel valued. You know, and understand that, you know, you appreciate her presence in your life. Do you know what I mean? Her presence is a present. Bars, you know, bars. It's what I do. Off the top, just like that. But I think for me, what's really important is for us to understand the real meaning of Christmas and what it's about and what we're really doing, and not allow consumerism to stop us. But also just make time to reflect and rest. Yeah. You know, one thing I think we don't talk about enough is resting. Like, I really want, you know, Christmas Day, like, for us is quite manic, because going to our parents, my parents, and then coming home, like, it's a lot, you know. The siblings come over. I don't know if that's happening this year. I haven't told them yet. But anyway, yeah, I feel like this time I want it to be a bit more relaxed, just rest. It's been a busy year.
Definitely.
And next year's going to be a madness. Like next year, higher levels, bigger things being set. We're taking it far next year. So you know, I really want to try and give myself time to rest and understand I deserve this break. So when people phone, can we link up? You know, I'm definitely on.
The answer is no.
The answer is maybe.
No, the answer is no.
Depending on who you are. So yeah, I think it's okay to do that. I think it's okay to say no. Like, don't feel like, oh, it's Christmas, I've got time off, I have to go and see each and everybody and up and down and running left, right, and centre. Actually, have time for yourself. You know, we're going away. We're going away, so that's going to be fun. You know,
we haven't told the kids.
I haven't told them away, so it's going to be a wonderful surprise for them. But yeah, we're going away, and that's going to be fun. Like the week between Christmas and New Year's, so we'll be away for a little while, and that'll be nice to really spend some time with the kids and you know, just have no distractions. I think that's what's really important. Have no distractions, and they're gonna love it. So yeah, we'll let you know how that goes once we come back. But yeah. This is it, baby.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell them before we end?
I guess I want to ask you a question.
You can if you want, don't have to.
You're not a serious person.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, as we're coming to the end of the year, and we're in a spirit of joy and giving.
Joy to the world.
What 3 things will you tell people to encourage them as we get closer to the end of 2022?
What do you mean?
Like motivation. You're the motivation king.
I don't know about that. But what 3 things would I tell people to do what for the end of the year?
Yeah, on how as they go into the new year.
As they go into the new year.
What mindset?
I feel like that's a separate.
You think that's a separate conversation?
Episode, yeah. We got another one coming.
Okay, that's true.
Got another one
that's
coming.
True.
Next week's episode, we can give them the mindset and the goals and all this. This is just about Christmas and love and joy and food. You know, this is it. But I think one thing I would say, 3 things I would say that I can say, you know, I'm grateful for this year. Is definitely having, you know, a very supportive wife, and I appreciate your life and everything you do and the support you've given me personally as an individual. I feel like I never take it for granted. Like I know we laugh at that, but to me you are a gift. Do you know what I mean? And it's a blessing to have you in my life. So I definitely feel like that's one thing I'm definitely thanking God for. I'm thanking, you know, my life for having you in it. It's better for you being there. I think number 2 is, you know, the dreams that are coming true. You know, I'm really reflecting and saying that dreams coming true. Even when I look at my kids, they're a dream come true. You dream about having kids, but you don't know how they're going to turn out. You don't know what it's going to be like. So it's a dream come true to have these children, and it's a dream come true with all the doors that are open and the things that we're doing. So I thank God for, you know, the dreams that I've thought about that are now coming to fruition, and you know, it's an amazing experience and an amazing time. You could never. Oh God. So yeah, before we were interrupted, the second one is dreams coming true, and then I guess the third one is just being happy, like just finding a constant happiness, like waking up and being happy with life, and you know, being in a place where I feel like I enjoy life. I don't wake up and feel like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm living life on my own terms and doing the things I want to be doing with the people that I want to work with, and I think that's a blessing. Do you have a quick 3?
That I'm grateful for. Excuse me. I think number 1, just to echo your sentiments, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for everything that you've done for us, for me personally as your wife, for our kids, for how you look after us and how you prioritize making sure that we're good. And I think another thing I'm really grateful for is your relationship with our children. I see how it's grown as the year goes by, especially our boys as they're getting older. I see the time that you take to speak to them individually, to speak to them together, and it's amazing to see. I'm grateful for the growth that we both have experienced this year, both in personally and career-wise, professionally. I'm grateful for that, because for both of us to be excelling in what we're doing, it's amazing. And I think the final thing I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for my family. Like, I'm grateful for the unit that we've built, and I'm excited to see where that goes, and I'm excited for next year and to see what comes with that as well. And just every year I just pray that it's better than the year before, and I'm looking forward to next year. And
on that note, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy your Christmas, and we will see you on our next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your Christmas tips, Christmas gifts, and everything like that. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Thank you. Bye.